I think tiny houses are one of my favorite things to build in The Sims 4. I just love the tiny living pack and I love building tiny homes. I think it is so fun. And so today I thought we could try and twist that into a little bit of a challenge and try and build a tiny house that fits 8 Sims. And I don't just mean any tiny house, because in The Sims 4 there's 3 different tiers of them that are all different sizes. I mean a micro home, the smallest version of a tiny house that fits the most Sims possible. So when you turn your lot into a tiny home, it gives you like a tile count, and the smallest tier is 32 tiles. So this is the maximum size of the smallest tiny home. And today I want to take this smallest size, and try and fit in space for 8 Sims. And so to do this, we're gonna need to fit in 8 beds, a fully functional bathroom, you know, things to cook with, maybe some skill building items. Although maybe that list is getting a little bit too long, like we might just fit the very basic necessities in here. In the past when I've done this, I've done some sort of sneaky things to make the game think the house is still tiny when it's in fact not. So for example, you can build extra rooms that aren't really rooms. Like if I build a room like this, I put 2 walls and then I place the 3rd wall in this way, the game doesn't register this as being a room in the same way as this one. This is like actually a room and that's what it's counting for the tiles. But I could just put a roof on this whole thing and then pretend that that space is a room. I could furnish it, I can put some stuff in there, and then we could use that as functional space. But I think that's too cheaty for us today. I'm not gonna do any like sneaky extra rooms. I'm gonna try and make use of the actual 32 tiles that we have, and then maybe like put a grill in the backyard or something, because otherwise I don't think we can manage. I think to start, I'm gonna put down like all of the necessary items. For example, I'm gonna need 8 beds, so I'll lay these out. We'll need a toilet, we're gonna need some sort of shower, probably one of these because they're so easy to fit. I'd like to do a fully functional kitchen, although I'm not sure if that's even possible. And I'd also like to have a sink somewhere, maybe a kitchen sink, maybe a bathroom sink, but we wanna have, you know, all of these basics. And then ideally, I would like to have some sort of couch or like an easel, you know, some other item that they can use, but I can be realistic in thinking that I don't know how easily we'll be able to pull that off. We can also do it like big and long like this. So this is 32 tiles. I wonder what shape will be the most effective for us for this, because we can stick all the beds kind of in the back like this and they still work, but then we have to find a way to fit in this bed, which I'm not entirely sure of how to do. We also need to find a way to fit in a bathroom and an entire kitchen. Okay, I might need to bring a sim here so that I can play test this a little bit more, because this is gonna involve some like scooting of things into walls probably. Stanley, I'm sorry, you're coming from this mansion all the way to this big empty box, but it's very important. Oh, and you think the house is poorly decorated? Thank you. That's cool. Great, just great. Can you use this shower? Oh, you can. Oh, okay. Let me see about this then, because maybe we could scoot some things more. If I do it like this, there's no way he can use it, right? But maybe if I like scoot absolutely as much as possible and then put a door somewhere. Do you think this is functional? Wash your hands. Okay, that works. Use toilet? Okay, can't use toilet. What if it's this way and in the wall? Back in the corner and in the wall. Come here, Stan. Where'd you go? No! Okay, shower. He washed his hands. He showered. Okay, this functions. So let's keep it like this. Let's not mess with that. This bathroom can stay, although I might pick a different door. Oh, this one's even a little bit smaller seeming. So there. What kind of style are we going for with this? Because I put it in the desert, but now I'm sort of thinking like, oh, maybe it could be like a little shotgun house or something. So I'm kind of reconsidering that original plan. But see, like with this kind of roofing, we can maybe try and pretend the house is a bit bigger than it actually is. Is making it orange silly? Because that would really blend into the desert. That would maybe not be a good idea. I wish the door was taller. Why is the door so small like that? It's so weird. And I feel like this bathroom is kind of a waste of space too, because what do you put in this corner, you know? Like realistically, I think the door needs to be over a little because I need to use this wall for the kitchen. Maybe I could put the bed like sort of back in the corner. If we just had all of the beds scooted like as far into the walls as we could get them, we could probably put something right here. Like this desk is really small and skinny. I wonder if I could fit the desk. I don't, that's cutting it a bit close because I don't know if the Sims can walk through here and like get into this bed still, but I'll try. Oh, we can. Oh my gosh, that's really good. Can I like center it maybe a little more? Come on, Stanley, you can do it. Get up. Oh, we can. Can you get up to the top? Oh my gosh. He's smarter than I thought. Okay, so we can have a computer. We don't need to have a kitchen sink because I have a bathroom bathroom sink. So we can do this very simply. We can just have like a functional kitchen right here. I bet we could even fit like a dining table. I know that it's kind of weird with this amount of space, but we can put it in the middle of the room, kind of like that. And then we could probably get a couch as long as I scoot it far enough over so you can still get through here. And wait, if we like rotate this TV enough and then put a little tiny table under it, this might actually kind of work. I don't know, you can watch that from the couch. This is a very, very odd space, but it's got a TV, it's got a table to sit at. I was gonna say we could probably fit a bookshelf somewhere, but I don't know if we can. I don't actually know if that's true. I think we could probably use these little tiny nightstands, and the tiny nightstands could have like some sort of useful item on them. Like we could do a bookshelf on one, and then, oh my God, what else is useful? I don't, is there anything else useful? Oh, a radio. That could be perfect. We could use like the wireless speaker or something, because they could listen to it and like play music to get their fun up. And then we could probably even fit like decorations. We could have the speaker and a plant. I did forget about windows. There are very, very few windows in this space right now. Could this have a bookshelf? We might be able to fit a bookshelf right there. Can Stanley still come and go? Leave? Oh yeah, he's fine. Oh my gosh. Okay, and then we can get a couple windows and a couple spots that make sense. I might put a fire alarm, because if there was a fire in here, that would be very bad. That would be devastating, in fact. All right, and now what kind of color scheme do we pick for this? Because I have not picked any colors. I was mostly just focusing on like furniture fitting. I intended to come back and worry about that later, and now is later, so let's think about this. We can try and pick some things that are kind of cute like this, and we can also do our best to like have decorations in these rooms even if they're gonna be super empty. Like we could totally have toilet paper, maybe not much else, but we can have toilet paper. Maybe there could be some wall art like directly above the toilet. That's kind of a cute bathroom, to be honest. Should I put a window on this side, or should we put like some sort of decorations there? I do think that maybe in real life a window would be a bit better than if we like hung up a cork board or something, because it's nice to have more natural light. And then I guess with these beds, do we want them all to be the same, or do we want to pick like a different color for each of them? I really am not sure. And I almost think it would be better if they were all different, and then maybe we could use a different bed as the bottom bunk one. My thought process is that I want the like main wooden frame to be the same, like how it's all this lighter wood, and then I think I'm okay if the bottom doesn't like match exactly. Like I almost feel as though for me I'd prefer to have it be close enough than like completely perfect. This is so weird. The fact that there's so many just like random colorful beds in here is so weird. I mean maybe it's cute. It is definitely odd. It's not something that you see every day. It's kind of fun though, right? Maybe, right? I do think it looks better than when they were all the same color though. Like to me, this is a significant improvement, having like a few different variations. We have this really tiny rug. Do you think that's weird to like stick it underneath the couch because it's the exact size, or is it maybe kind of cute? Because I sort of like the idea of a little tiny rug right there. Also, if I put a plant here, does that block the view of the TV? I guess it doesn't matter because it's The Sims and they can't tell anyway, so maybe it's fine. I will also put a thermostat here, maybe a little plant on the table, and then we can get some sort of piece of art for above the oven, like those birds or something. That might be nice. Let me triple check again that like everything functions in here. So we know the bathroom works. Stanley can come in and he can channel surf on the TV. Can you cook dinner, maybe? Get up. Okay, he's using the fridge. No, he can't use the stove. Oh no. Wait, why? So if I like maybe swap this over, can you use the stove over there? Okay, he got to the counter. He's also listening to music, so that works. And he used the oven. Okay, maybe he just needed more space to stand that he didn't have. Okay, well, he didn't start a fire either, so that's a good start. Let me maybe change the color of this chair. Something like that matches the counters, maybe? I tried to use a couple fun colors, but I don't want it to be like too much. I want to find some art for in between these, but I also feel like there's not a lot that's small enough to fit there. Like, is it really odd to use this random fruit? We can put some fruit in between the beds, right? Like, that's kind of fun. We can also just paint all of the walls like a kind of simple color. And unfortunately, I don't think we can really do tile in the kitchen because it's like on a half tile. So I might just leave it all the one color instead of trying to like paint the kitchen a different one. And that might be the whole interior. I tested it. Stanley can use everything. I guess I didn't test if he can get into all of the beds, but I just figured if he could get into one side, he should be able to. Yeah, there you go. He can get into that one. How about the bottom bunk? Okay, good job, buddy. Fully play tested. I'm actually really impressed that it all fits in here. I find it kind of scary. And now we got to figure out the exterior because there's a few other things that we need to kind of try and use. For example, there isn't a trash can inside. Personally, I don't care. I think think it's fine if they only have one outside. Like, that doesn't bother me, but we probably should make sure he has one outside. I also didn't change like the color of the roof at all or anything, so I might want to do a couple other little decorative bits to the outside. And originally I was sat here thinking I was going to need to give them some stuff outside so they could actually have a functional house, but I managed to fit it all in the one room. I was fully prepared to have like a table and a grill and that be their way to cook and have it not even be inside the house, but it does work. The bunk beds are a lifesaver in this. I might still do it though with the grill and the table, because with this, we should be able to have a seat for every single sim now. Like 2 can be on the couch, 2 here, 4 here, and I kind of feel like it's worth it. Like, I think it's nice to have space for all of them to sit down at least somewhere. Maybe they can have a couple garden pots and try and grow their own food or something. Yeah, because that'll go far, right? These 2 planter boxes for 8 sims. Okay, landscaping concept. Is it ugly or is it cute? Because I kind of think it's a little bit cute. I also like how it's not really a lot of landscaping, because I am trying to make this fit at least a little bit into the desert, because otherwise this seems super out of place. But I think that's kind of cool. Maybe I'll put the trash can in the front as kind of like a feature or something. We don't have a lot of decor, so something like that might be nice. You know what though? I don't really want to add a ton extra, because I feel like the more we add, especially when it's outside, the more kind of sneaky it gets with the rules, because we came in here intending to make an entire house that was only 32 tiles. So if I start putting like more gameplay items in the yard, it's like, maybe I'm cheating a bit. But I do feel okay putting like a couple things down. Like 1 table isn't bad, especially because we already have a table inside. It's just extra. But that, my friends, I think might be the entire house. I think this is our micro home that fits 8 sims. Now, do I recommend playing in a house like this with 8 sims? Probably not. I think that would be horrible, because there's no space and it would be very stressful to actually play in. I mean, to be real, I don't really recommend playing with 8 sims just in general. In like a normal house, I find that very overwhelming. But you know, if for some reason you want to suffer, you could always use this one. I'm gonna stick it on the gallery for you in case you do want to use it. Would you call this a 0-bedroom house? It's a 0-bedroom, 1 toilet house. All right, there you go. It is up on the gallery for those of you that are interested to download. And my friends, this is one of the very last videos that I'm going to post from this house. By the time you're seeing this, I've already moved into the new house, so I'm gonna have a new background and stuff soon. It's kind of weird. I'm almost a little bit sad filming these last couple videos, because I'm like, wait, this is gonna be the last one. But don't worry, this one isn't the last one, but soon. Anyway, with that being said, I'm gonna cut this video off right here. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you like Sims content like this, I post Sims videos literally every day here on YouTube, although I have missed a couple uploads. In my defense, I'm moving, okay? I'm moving, so I missed like 2 uploads this week, but usually I post every day here on YouTube. So feel free to subscribe, and I'll catch you all tomorrow, okay? Bye, everybody. No, I'm just thinking about how loud it would be if you actually had 8 sims living in here. This would not be fun. It might fit 8 sims, but let's be real, it does not fit 8 sims. That would be miserable.